Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Mr. Wortham down at Horton Lake Middle School, and I have some boys in the classroom, and they just laughed at what I just said, so I'm just gonna let it go. But today we're gonna talk a little bit about time signatures. So I mentioned this before in some of my other videos, but let's go back and let's review it a little bit. So at the beginning of music, I'm gonna see the time signature. So it occurs at the beginning of every piece of music that you will ever have. It can change inside of the music. It doesn't always have to stay the same. I know my 8th period right now is singing a song called Los Cristales that has a time change every time they go to the chorus. So normally you'll see one that looks like this. It normally says 4/4. So the top number tells me how many beats in each measure. And the bottom number tells me what kind of note equals one beat. What kind of note is a beat? So right here I have 4/4. So when I have 4/4, that means I have 4 beats per measure. And it also means that that a quarter note equals one beat. So when I'm looking at this, some common ones you'll see are 4/4. So 4 beats, and 1 beat is a quarter note. It's because you have a 4 at the bottom, so it's sort of like 1/4 is a quarter. So that's how you know if it's a quarter. So I'm just gonna do a few more where you're gonna have 4 on the bottom, so you'll probably see it 3/4, 3 beats, and a quarter equals a beat. 2/4 you'll see very often. 2 beats per measure. For each measure there are going to be 2 beats, and a quarter note equals 1 beat. So in 4/4 I can have 4 quarter notes in each measure. 3/4 3 quarter notes in each measure. 2/4 2 quarter notes in each measure. So in the song Los Cristales, what I was talking about before, they start in 4/4, where they have 4 beats per measure, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once they get to the chorus, it goes to 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So la tarde, la tarde. So they have 4 beats per measure, and then on the chorus they have todos los niños turbios, and it goes to 3/4. So it can change, so you have to pay attention inside of your music to make sure that you know what the heck it's doing. So you can also have different numbers on the bottom. So if I had 2/2, that means I have 2 beats in each measure. But this time, a half note is 1 beat. So I'll have 2 half notes in each measure. There's another way of depicting this, another thing we call cut time, which sometimes you'll see like a C, and they'll have a line through it. That's what we call cut time. There's another one that looks pretty similar to that, which is just a normal C, and that is gonna be just 4/4. That's what we call common time. So cut time is 2/2. It'll just say that, it won't even have the numbers. In common time, it'll be 4/4. It's just a different way of saying it, just because they don't like you, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a musicatician. I should be though. I'm smart. I think I'm really smart. Alright. So you can also have 6/8, which means I have 6 beats in each measure, and an 1/8 note gets a beat because I have 1/8, so an 1/8 note equals 1 beat. Like that. So these are just a few common ones. So you just take the top note, that's going to be how many beats you have in each measure, and the bottom one is what kind of note equals 1 beat. If you have 4/1, 1 is just a whole note because it is 1 whole. So you'd have, if you had 4/1, it'd be 4 whole notes in each measure. So you'll be holding stuff out for a really long time. All right. So let's do a little bit of practice. So if I have 4/4, I'm gonna forget about my bar lines right now, and I'm just gonna start putting some notes down over here. So I'm gonna put some quarter notes. And I wanna throw in some half notes over here. I'll put a toddy or 2/16 notes right here, a quarter note right there. I'm gonna put a takadimi, which are 4/16 notes. I'll put those right here. And I'll put a quarter note beside it, and we're gonna put a whole note after that. All right, so now I have to figure out what my divisions are. So I have 4/4, which means I have 4 beats, and a quarter note equals 1 beat. So I have basically just 4 beats, and so I have to use my math skills to figure this out. So 4 beats, so I have 4 quarter notes at the beginning, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would make it a complete measure, so I'm gonna put a bar line right there. Because I have 4 beats, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. And then I have 2 half notes after that, so I have 1 half note equals 2 beats. So I have 2 right there, 2 plus 2 equals 4, so boom, I have 4 beats, I don't have to worry about it. Then I have 2 eighth notes. 2 eighth notes, 1 eighth note by itself is half a beat, so 2 together equals 1 beat. And then a quarter note, that's 1 beat. I have 4/16 notes, or takanimi. 4/16 notes together equal 1 beat, because one of these equals like a fourth of a beat. So a fourth plus a fourth plus a fourth plus a fourth equals a whole, so 1 whole beat. And then I have a quarter note right there, which equals 1, so 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's an entire measure. And then I have a whole note right there. I know that equals 4 beats automatically, so boom, I'm set. And then I could just put my double bar line right there, and boom, I have 4 full measures of music right there. So, so for those of you who are watching this for the assignment I'm about to give, make sure you count the number of beats in each measure, or just count up the number of beats, and then you figure out what your time signature is. So good luck, guys, and don't mess up.